It is time to take a moment and think about what you're putting in your body. You might be consuming items without realizing their consequences. Eating the wrong foods can lead to serious health problems such as obesity and diabetes. You'll notice that some of them are surprisingly common. If you're looking for a little help, we've compiled a list of 10 foods that you should never eat again. Number 10. Margarine. There was a time when many people thought margarine was a healthier alternative to butter, but now we know that it isn't. In fact, butter is still much better for you than its fattening counterpart. Margarine is loaded with saturated fats, which can raise cholesterol and carry the risk of heart disease and stroke. But margarine also contains trans fats, which are literally one of the worst things you can put into your body. Trans fats are what makes margarine more solid, but trans fats lower high-density lipoprotein or good cholesterol levels and can actually damage the walls of blood vessels. Furthermore, margarine doesn't have any of the nutrients found in real butter, like vitamin A and K and antioxidant vitamin E. Number 9. Store-bought frosting. The store-bought frosting comes in many forms. It comes in pre-packaged baked goods or conveniently packaged in a can. But store-bought frosting is really just a mix of sugar and partially hydrogenated oil or palm oil. It's also one of the few foods that have trans fats in it. Trans fats have been eliminated from a lot of other foods because they are terribly unhealthy. But most store-bought frosting still has this unhealthy fat on their ingredient list, and the caloric intake of store-bought frosting is through the roof. 2 tablespoons of store-bought frosting have a whopping 140 calories, 5 teaspoons of sugar, and 2.5 grams of bad oil or fat, but it is unlikely that you'll eat only 2 tablespoons. As the majority of store-bought cupcakes or bakery goods have more than 2 tablespoons, it's closer to 5 or 6 tablespoons per serving, which is 420 calories, 15 teaspoons of sugar, and 9 grams of bad fat. Some countries in the world have deemed certain chemicals found in frosting to be unfit for human consumption, which is why it's generally a better idea to make your own frosting instead. Number 8. Bacon. Bacon is loaded with fat and calories and should be avoided at all costs. While bacon does have a bad reputation, it's deserved. It's just one of the worst things you can eat. Now 50% of that fat is monosaturated fat, which is okay, but the other 40% is saturated fat, which is not okay. In fact, 1 ounce of bacon has 30 milligrams of cholesterol, and like other processed meats, bacon is linked to heart disease and cancers. But the real problem, aside from the fat, high cholesterol, and salt, are the nitrates. Nitrates are added as a preservative to bacon, but they turn into nitrosamines, which are consumed. Nitrosamines have been linked to cancer and chronic pulmonary disease. But here's another gross fact about bacon. Most bacon comes from factory farm pigs. These pigs are kept in inhumane conditions, and they are not happy, healthy pigs. They have MRSA, which is a bacterium that is resistant to antibiotics. So not only is bacon highly unhealthy, but it can also make you sick. Number 7. White rice. White rice is a staple food in many parts of the world. It has been a part of the human diet for centuries, and it is not just a major player in East Asia, but has also become increasingly consumed in sub-Saharan Africa over the last few decades. But white rice has all sorts of faults. First of all, it contains high amounts of starch, which leads to excess insulin production and weight gain. Secondly, white rice is often refined and processed with chemicals that can't be digested by our bodies. That's why some people have allergic reactions to this type of food. And lastly, it lacks vitamins and minerals necessary for health, including fiber, which is important for digestion and lowering cholesterol levels. White rice has empty calories, and it is not satisfying. Number 6. Hot dogs. Hot dogs are quite possibly the very worst thing you can eat. Hot dogs are made from all the leftover parts of the animal. The carcass is cooked at the very high meat. This is to kill all the bacteria that have been growing on the remainder of the carcass. The heat also helps to separate the muscle, meat, fat, and connective tissue from the head and feet, bones of the carcass. That muscle, meat, fat, and connective tissue, along with the head, meat, feet, skin, blood, and liver, is what hot dogs are made of. All the leftover meat is mixed with chemicals and water-binding agents and is ground up until it resembles a meat batter. From there, salt, corn syrup, and more water is added until the batter reaches the desired hot dog consistency. Furthermore, the American Institute for Cancer Research says that eating just 1 hot dog a day can increase the risk of colorectal cancer by 21%, and along with all the unhealthy animal parts, salts, and preservatives in hot dogs. Before we jump to number 5, thumbs up this video, subscribe to this channel, and press bell icon, so go on too. 5. Soda. All of the different sodas we drink contain acidic chemicals such as phosphoric acid and carbonic acid, which can corrode our teeth. You should also be aware that there is a high level of fructose in soda, which can lead to fatty liver disease. Soda is the #1 cause of belly fat accumulation, which is the most dangerous kind of fat. It can cause heart disease and type 2 diabetes and a decline in kidney functioning. Also, soda cans align with BPA bisphenol, a link which is to heart disease, and the caramel colouring found in many sodas is linked to a number of cancers, including lung, liver, thyroid, and leukemia. And if those facts weren't enough to scare you off, soda 1 can of Coca-Cola has 17 teaspoons of sugar. Soda is among the primary cause of childhood obesity, and that's why we need to continue to focus our efforts on preventing this. Number 4. Processed cheese. Processed cheese has been shown to lower one's risk of heart disease when combined with a healthy diet. Given this knowledge, there is no excuse for omitting processed cheese from your diet. Products containing dairy bear products, emulsifiers, excessive salt, food colorings, and sugar can be hard on the digestive system. Additives such as preservatives only make the problem worse. And even if the cheese is made from some sort of real cheese, by the time the cheese is packaged, the cheese has changed so much that it can't even be labeled as real cheese. Processed cheese can be linked to plastic as it can stretch, melt, and spread without changing texture. In fact, some varieties of processed cheese won't even grow mold if they're left out on the counter because the cheese is that artificial. Number 3. Swordfish. Fish is filled with omega, which is good to support your brain and heart health. But according to recent studies, swordfish are loaded with high levels of mercury, which is not so good for you. In fact, levels of mercury are so high in swordfish that they can harm an unborn baby's developing nervous system and cause brain damage and fetuses. Women who want to become pregnant shouldn't eat swordfish for 1 year before conceiving and shouldn't eat any at all while pregnant or nursing. Also, children under 6 should never eat swordfish, and while there are no hard and fast rules as to how much a healthy non-pregnant person can eat, if you want to avoid being poisoned by mercury, it would be wise to avoid swordfish. Number 2. Cereal. Whole grain cereals are an okay start to the day, but sugar-filled cereals are probably not giving your body much in the way of nutrition. They are loaded with GMOs, and GMOs have been shown to cause increased allergies, digestive problems, and liver problems. Cereals undergo a process called extrusion. The grains are mixed with the water, turned into sludge, and then forced through tiny holes to make the cereal shapes. But extrusion alters all the good components of grain, leaving the cereal devoid of any nutritional value. The extrusion also changes the good proteins and nutrients in the grain into something your body doesn't recognize, rendering them essentially toxic. Number 1. Microwave popcorn. Moviegoers and snacking enthusiasts really love this processed food, but it is one of the unhealthiest foods you can eat. The artificial butter flavoring contains diactyl, which is toxic and can cause lung problems and respiratory problems. But the real problem with popcorn is in the bag. It's carcinogen and it's full of chemicals. So not only can the artificial flavoring hurt our lungs, but the chemicals in the bag can too. Microwave popcorn has no real nutritional value. It's toxic and can harm your lungs. If you love popcorn, you might want to consider getting organic kernels to pop yourself. Add healthy ingredients like coconut oil, butter from grass-fed cows, and Himalayan salt. So these are the 10 foods that we suggest you not to taste and aware them for your healthy life. If you like this information, then subscribe this channel and press bell icon for further more videos like. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.